Many women experience their first mental health issue in midlife. And I think this is because for most women, they're so consumed and maybe distracted with bringing up family, career, and other obligations that it's usually in midlife that they get the first time to actually stop for them to take notice that something's maybe not working or something's out of whack. For a lot of women, the first experience with mental health issues could be triggered by menopause. Most common symptoms for women around menopause is around anxiety and depression. A lot of women experience very, very deep depression through menopause, where they lose their interest in the things they used to love, and that sense of their energy feeling really down and feeling very overwhelmed with their life and what's going on. So this topic of mental health is something that I, as a mental health practitioner, I get really excited about, because I don't think we pay enough attention to it. Traditionally, mental health has had a stigma, and I'm so happy that that's starting to change. And I think for us as women in midlife, this is a time for us to take our attention from looking after everyone else, and we can start to really look after our own mental health. One of the common themes I see around mental health for women too is this late diagnosis of ADHD and autism. I see this so much, and I think as women, we're so good at pushing through any challenges and discomfort that we don't even stop to analyze or to think or to investigate whether something's wrong or whether there is something that we can do about it. We tend to think that, well, this is just the way it is, I'm going to push through. So for a lot of women, midlife is the first time that life comes a little bit crashing down, slows down, and they start to explore, and a lot of women receive their first diagnosis for these major mental health issues. So I'm a passionate believer in care and self-soothing. And I don't believe that self-care is optional or is a luxury. I believe that it's a necessity. The way for us to counter mental health issues, one of the ways to counter mental health issues, or for us to have the protective factors of self-care. And the protective factors help against debilitating symptoms of mental health. So when we think about self-care, it's not just a luxury, it's a necessity. And in bringing in self-care practices, we can start to really help our nervous system to adjust and heal faster. So when I work with people, one of the first things I do is ask them what their self-care practices are. And if they don't have any self-care practices, I make sure that we put those in. Because as we start to do more deeper work, their self-care is the thing that's going to actually help them through the challenging part of this journey of healing. So I believe that there's 3 levels of self-care. My first level I talk about is maintenance. So in the maintenance phase of self-care, this is the things like manicure, massages, exercising, dieting. All of that comes under my maintenance, level 1. Level 2 includes the mental aspect of self-care. So this is around self-criticism and the internal dialogue that we have towards ourselves. So a lot of people have very critical thinking, and they just let it roam around for decades without questioning or challenging it. So I believe this level of self-care is we start to recognize those negative self-talk or critical self-talk, and we start to challenge it. Self-care means that we evict that voice. And then the third level of self-care is living in alignment with your values. So for me, it's hard for me to respect myself, to like myself, if I'm living in a way that's not congruent with my values. So the highest level of self-care for me is understanding what our values and what is important to us, and then starting to live with that. And I believe these are great factors for mental well-being. So when you think about self-care for you, what does that look like for you? Do you still hold the belief that it's selfish or it's a luxury? And if you do, I challenge you, the more you take care of yourself, the more that you can take care of the people you love.